understand that we have to look at alternative solutions.
I don't know how we got where we are, but I know that where we are is in a really uncertain place.
It's an unfortunate, I think, short-sighted decision.
Well, a lot of cheers, jeers, but even more uncertainty tonight after the I-77 expansion project comes to an end. We first brought you this story last night as breaking news.
And that's after the Charlotte Regional Transportation Planning Organization unexpectedly rescinded its support for the controversial project.
Yeah, and this project, it wasn't even on the agenda. Now, before we go any further, we do want to step back for a second and give you a recap of how we got here.
That's right. The entire point of this project was to expand the interstate and add toll lanes from uptown Charlotte down to the South Carolina state line, similar to what's already in place north of Center City to help ease congestion. City Council and many drivers agree that stretch of I-77 is dangerously congested every day.
But many residents, especially in West Charlotte, made it clear they were not in favor of this project. That's because the express lanes would have run through McCrory Heights, a historically black neighborhood, and it could have displaced many of those residents.
The North Carolina Department of Transportation presented multiple plans to ease congestion along the roadway. DOT presented other options, including elevated toll lanes and roadways. After recent weeks of back and forth and years of planning, the City Council recently voted to rescind its support for the project. And last night, things took an unexpected turn.
Our investigative reporter David Hodges joins us here in studio to talk more about this. He has covered these transportation issues more than anyone really in our community, so I always appreciate the time, David. A vote on this last night that happened during this meeting. It wasn't on the agenda. So how in the world did this happen?
It really happened because Matthews Mayor John Higdon wanted it to happen. So Matthews is a much smaller town than Charlotte is, but Charlotte Council recently voted to rescind its support of this project. And basically whatever Charlotte wants kind of happens. Matthews Mayor John Higdon knew that was the case, and he was able to gather up enough votes, what's called a supermajority, to force this onto the agenda. And once he was able to do that, he knew that he had the votes necessary to rescind the support. What's really interesting to think about with Matthews on this, because it's not close to 77, is what their history is with this board and with transportation projects as a whole.
Light rail.
Light rail, exactly. Because if we remember the whole debate about the red line versus silver line, we ended up going with the red line in this community, which goes from uptown all the way up into North Mech and beyond, potentially. It was supposed to be the silver line, which would go from Matthews all the way almost out to the airport. They took that away from Matthews, and you could kind of see this as Matthews and Mayor John Higdon's revenge against Charlotte to some degree.
And they got that certainly with what happened here last night. Obviously, back to 77, there are so many impacts with this. Obviously, one of those is economic in this community. What's the business community saying about all of this?
They're coming out strongly against this vote, saying that it would have been better to essentially continue the conversation. City Council had put together this resolution saying we're not going to support this if the Department of Transportation doesn't meet X, Y, and Z requirements. The business community was more in support of that. Keep this project alive, but say that this just won't move forward unless certain requirements are met. They're saying taking this completely off the table is going to delay this project for decades, they believe. And they say that the congestion, the business community needs something to move forward.
Yeah, we're going to be stuck in congestion. That part's not going away. So what happens now?
Nobody really knows, essentially. You have some people saying that this could delay the project, a conversation about this project for another 10 years. But then you kind of look at it and say, well, can this project wait that long? Maybe they'll kind of keep the money in the background and revisit it in a couple of years. There's so many different people essentially floating out these theories of how long this could take. The answer is no one is really sure, except eventually something does have to happen with this project because Charlotte's just growing too fast. The congestion on that road is just too much. They will revisit it eventually. The question is just how long will that take?
Hundreds of people moving here every single day.
Every single day.
We know that. So yeah, the traffic's not going to get better by itself. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned, as they say. David's going to stay on top of the story for us, as he always does. He's got more on this right now, by the way, on our website. So just head to WBTV.com. David, thank you.
No problem.